Hi guys, it's Sue. Today I'm just doing a little bit of a different video. I just wanted to share with you a few of my journals that I use and what I use them for, just so I can give you a little bit of insight and let you know that I do actually journal in the journals that I make. So I've got a stack here and they're all very different in style. I don't particularly like one style. I do love vintage, but I love, you know, just plain colours and florals and brighter colours, that sort of thing as well. Let's face it, I just like stationery. I'm addicted to stationery. So there you go, I'm putting it out there. I have a problem. But that's okay. There could be worse habits, couldn't there? So what I thought I'd do is just run through a little bit. I mean, I don't journal every day. I want to try and get into the habit of journaling every day because I know how much it helps my thought process and my emotional state, and I don't just journal when I'm unhappy. I journal when I'm really happy as well, and I just like to write. Actually, sometimes I'll just sit and I'll copy poetry or verses that I've seen on Pinterest or that sort of thing. So I'll just show you these few. What have I got here? 2, 4, there's 6. And yes, I do use all of them, not all the time, but they're there for when I do want to use them. I do have another one which is a commonplace book, and it's upstairs, so I might share that with you another time. So that's where I keep all my quotes and verses and things that I want to remember and be able to go back to. They're all in the one book. So we'll get started, and we might start with this one because this one is my very personal, very personal journal. It's you can see that it gets used quite a bit. It's quite grubby. Now it's the same as this one. I found these at Officeworks here in Australia years ago, and they were selling them out for $5 each. So I bought about 10. I have given some away as gifts, and my mum and sister, we did this. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I gave them a couple of books to play around with as well. So, but here's the problem. I always start a journal and then I think because I don't write in it for weeks or months that it's done and I can't continue with it. So I've finally, after all these years, nearly 52 years of age, gotten over that. And I'll just see, it's got all sorts of bits and pieces in here. As I said, this is very personal, so I don't particularly want to share it. It's got lots of things in there. This is dated the 14th of July 2014, so that's when I started this one, and I'm not even halfway through. Maybe, no, I'm not even halfway through. And I started it and then left it and thought, oh, I can't do this anymore. I've left it too long. So I continued journaling in July of 2014, and then I didn't pick it up again until the 17th of November 2015. And then I know that I didn't do anything then until April of 2016. So, but I have been religiously writing in it ever since. So first of all, I just started writing in it. It was just plain pages. So I've gone back and I have actually added some rub-ins and a little bit of spray and just made it, it's messy. It's not cohesive all the way through. Some of it I've just put decorative paper, some I've doodled in. I find that rather than a blank page, and I think it's the same with most people, a blank page scares you. I like to have some pages decorated. So, and sometimes I just feel like getting messy or just sticking some paper down. So I just pre-prepare some pages to write in. This is just, I was mucking around with watercolor. I'm not at all good at it, but I had fun doing it. And it's not good paper, it all goes through, but that doesn't worry me because this is just my ramblings. There's a lot of deep dark thoughts in this one, so as I said, I'm not going to share it. It's just a little bit of watercoloring that I did there as well, you know. So it's very different. So that's that's that one. As I said, that's the one probably that I write in the majority of the time. If anything's worrying me, or I'm, you know, stuck on something in my head, it's going round and round and round, whether it's thoughts about creating or worrying thoughts about my kids, or, you know, all that sort of thing, they go in this one. So that stays in my handbag and it goes with me everywhere. So this other one here, which is the same, and as you can see, it doesn't get used as often because it's still pretty clean. This one is private as well, but it's, you know, happier, more happy thoughts. And I've just sort of, I haven't written much in this at all, as you can see, but I have sort of just done a lot of plopping of watercolor down and just made a mess. So this book here, I started first and I did that with all the different sprays and that, and so, you know, that makes it exciting to write in anyway. At least the edges are colourful. And then as you can see throughout, I've just gone through and done a little bit of playing, and so they're all ready to be written in. So I'd like to get back into this one again as well. So that's another one. That's just a, I mean, that could be a continuation from this one, I suppose, when I finish, but I think that one was the end of 2017 was the last time I wrote in that one. But I don't care, I'm going to fill them up as I go. So this one here is one that I made years and years and years ago. This was my first journal or first book that I ever made. I was taught by my beautiful friend Heidi. Unfortunately, we've lost a little bit of contact. We talk every now and again, but not as much as I'd like. But I hadn't met her before. I'd met her online and was talking to her, and I went to her place one day on the Sunshine Coast and we had a craft day and she taught me how to make this. So this one's more so for art journaling. I have a couple of art journals, sorry. This one I like because it's compact, so I can take it anywhere if I want to, and I can take my watercolors and a few, you know, pens and paper and bits and pieces, so it's more compact. So this is just, I don't do anything chronologically. Never have. I used to do traditional 12-inch scrapbooking, never did it chronologically either. It just stilts my creativity. So this is just some doodling that I've done in here, and I've just added a little bit of, I don't know whether that's watercolor or gelato, a bit of ink. Just mucking around. As you can see, I've skipped heaps of pages and I've prepped some pages. It's just with a little bit of gel paste. This is a background page that I've started. This is a page that I did, and these are some photos of my mum when she was 3 months old. Really liked how that one came out. So just collage and bits of music paper, rub-ons, you know, die cuts, all that sort of thing. What else have we got in here? This is just another page that I've done, myself and my partner. It's another one. So as you can see, I've skipped pages, and it's all soaked through. It doesn't worry me. It's all about being creative and just doing things. So these are just out of a magazine. I just liked that image. It just made me think that sometimes, you know, we need to stop and breathe. Yeah, so this is just a nothing page really, but just to, you know, going through it and you just think, oh, that's right, like that. Take time to breathe. Here's another one that I've started prepping a page. I don't know where it'll go from there. I'll add to it at some stage, I'm sure. It's another page that I've done. Look at that one. That one's done on the 20th of March 2018. I've got to get into the habit of dating them. I don't think I've dated any of these. 24th of August 2017. So August 2017, March 2018. So don't ever just discard a journal because you haven't done anything in it. You can always pick it up and fill it up. Date what you do. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a lasting legacy. I hope that my children would like to go through and just see what I got up to and my thoughts and processes once I'm gone, which is hopefully a long way away. So I've also got these Webster's Pages covers. So I've got nothing in them at the moment. So this one I'm prepping to do, I'm just prepping pages as I feel the need takes me, or the want takes me. Just pretty much a vintage sort of style. And I will journal in this as well. So my thought process with this is I'd like to finish prepping the pages first before I move on. I'm really enjoying this process. It's so much fun. So just using different die cuts, strips of paper, you know, tearing paper, ink, lots of ink. Love my ink. And I've done just some little watercolour, bits of watercolour in there, not a lot. So they're all very different. But as I said, I'm really loving this process. These are Heidi Swap decals, I think, that I had when I used to own my scrapbooking shop back in 2014. 2014? No, 2004. Sorry, 2004. And I still have them, and look, I'm using them again. So you do use up stuff. So that's all I've done in there. But I'm really enjoying that, and you know, like there's some more books there that I'll eventually get into, and I'll fill them up as well. And this is the other one. This one I'm doing just due to personal things that have been going on over the last few years. I can't get back into my traditional scrapbooking. It just takes me back to a time that I don't particularly want to remember. So what I've done is I've decided that I'm going to start putting some photos and that in here, and just do my scrapbooking this way. So this is just a silly page. Had a really fun day. My sister and my daughter and I, we went shopping, and Katie and I were going on a cruise in October, and we needed to get her some clothes and bits and pieces, and we had so much fun. There was a photo booth in the middle of the shopping centre. Well, we all couldn't fit in it. We had legs and arms hanging out everywhere, and we were laughing and carrying on. I'm sure people wondered what the hell was going on, but we had so much fun, so I had to document that. That's all I've done, because I've only just started to get back into, like, say, the scrapbooking side of things. So I'm hoping to fill a lot more there. And this is just a I think it was a 5-layer, I can't even remember. I'll try and remember to link the lady that I saw this on, and I was stuck. I just had this is just a magazine cover from the notebook. I was really stuck on what to do, so I just followed her, and I had so much fun. And this book here I'm going to dedicate to the strong women in my life. So that's my beautiful friend Monica, my gorgeous daughter Katie. I haven't got all the photos, so they're the only ones I think that I've managed to get at this stage. But this is a 5-step process, and as I said, I had so much fun doing it. And it's bright, which is really different for me. So it just got me out of my comfort zone. So that's what that book's going to be used for. And my most favourite journal this is my personal journal as well. This one is my junk journal that I made. I did do a flip through of it when I first made it. It's an old Modern Standard English Dictionary and World Atlas cover. I grunted up a little bit, but I left it as it is. Just added some cheesecloth to strengthen the spine. I just love this. Next one I make, though, I won't decorate as heavily, because sometimes I'm struggling to sort of do the journaling where I want to do it, because there's bits and pieces sort of already stuck in there. So I'll just do a pretty quick flip through. I don't mind people are looking at this. I mean, it's personal, but there's nothing too deep. It's just memories, really. So I don't know whether Steph wants me to show you that. That's just a gorgeous Christmas card that I got from a friend. Zoe's first Christmas. So I've stuck that in the front there. So there's lots of, I've used tip-ins from Daphne's Diary. I just like the image. I don't have to journal on that. I just enjoy the image. So I've just done that. So I've written on the back here, you know, I've got, it's another form of scrapbooking, I guess, creative journaling. So I've just got tags and, you know, little bits and pieces. Also in this journal you see there's writing going this way, writing going this way. I just think that it adds interest to the whole thing, so it makes it more exciting to look through. So I've just written on these tags. There's just, you know, lots of little tucks and bits and pieces. This is just a piece out of a magazine. I just liked the colours and the way that that looked, so I've just added that in there. I don't know, I might add a photo to it at some stage, but not at this stage. This is another one, just another image out of a magazine that I saw. You can see it's glossy, I don't care. And I just put some words there: do what you love, love what you do. Some what do you call them, Instax photos from my camera, Instax camera. I've also, now I've got a what do you call it? Oh, it's gone out of my head. I can't think. A little printer that you can print your photos from your iPhone. So I've got that now, which I tend to use more so than anything. So this is just a tuck. These are just bits out of magazine that I liked, and I've just stuck them down. It's just a tag I've done. And this is just a bit of personal journaling that I've written in here and sealed them up. Just added them in. I don't know, I think looking back at it, you know, sitting down years to come, it'll be exciting. Oh, you know, looking through all the pockets and trying to remember what was in here. This is January 2018, I started swimming again, and this is like a progress of my weight and everything, and then it stopped. Yeah, anyway, we won't go into that. I'm hoping to get back into it in another couple of weeks. I should have clearance after surgery. So this is just a photo that I had taken of some of my journals, how much I love them. This is my gorgeous little nephew Felix, miss him so much. You know, just little bits and pieces like this, you know, I've just stamped on there. I see Anita from Nini Noo, she uses these individual alphabet stamps, and I wanted to give it a try. She is amazing. She just, most of her journaling, she does individually stamps it, and that took me ages, so I can imagine how long it must take her. But pop on over and see Nini Noo on YouTube. She does some amazing journals. This is just a something that I've copied from where my brain is. Beautiful Soul. I can't remember. Anyway, that really really resonated with me, so I wanted to keep that. This is just some coasters from a restaurant in my hometown that my son and I found. I'm a celiac, so I have to be completely gluten-free because otherwise I get really sick. And they actually did this amazing gluten-free, it's Vietnamese, chicken noodle salad, and for $10, and it was absolutely beautiful. And they've now taken it off the menu, of course, so I don't go there anymore. But anyway, I just put that in there. This is my beautiful little man Boom Boom. Yes, it's a funny name, but when he was a puppy, him and his little sister, he used to always go for the food, so we called him Fatty Boom Boom and hoped that it didn't stick, but it did. So the poor little bugger. Here's just a little tablet that I've added in here, and I've just journaled on that. This is just so see more writing going up and down. So much washi. I've got so many thickers as well, so I thought I may as well just start using some of them up. And this is just, so my washi collection has actually grown since I've done this. So this just folds out. I just stuck a sample of everything that I had there. It folds out that way and this way. And you will see further in that I actually have received more. I don't even know how I had that folded now. I've gotten more washi tape. So that's a bit of fun, just a tip out like that. This is just a crafting weekend I had with my absolutely beautiful best friend and her sister, and my mum and my sister. It was an amazing weekend. We haven't done it again since, so we have to get back into that, girls, if you're watching. So that was done in January 2018. Boy, oh boy, we need to do something about that. This is just a to-do list that it was a Project Life card that I did here, and I just wanted to try and do a list of things that I wanted to try and tick off, you know, like a bucket list, but, you know, downgraded a bit. So I put reconnect with old friends, which I did. Bake biscuits for the aged care home. I haven't done that yet, but I will do it. Participate in a fundraiser. Leave letters of encouragement on people's cars. I love doing that. So I just make up little, you know, 3x4 cards and just say, you know, you're amazing, that sort of thing, and just leave it on their cars. You wouldn't believe how, I mean, I've had it done to myself before, and it just makes your day, just really brightens your day. So I do that every now and again. I don't do it all the time. Buy groceries for the person behind you. I've done that. Take the time to listen to someone. Yes. Send a letter to a friend instead of a text. Yes, I have done that. Make someone a handmade quilt or scarf. Yes. And take your younger sibling out to play in the rain. And I did that with my sister. It rained one day. We were having a craft day at home. We used to get together every Tuesday, second Tuesday, sorry. And it rained, so I had that on my list, and we went out and we ran around in the pouring rain screaming like little toddlers. And once again, I'm sure the neighbours thought we were a little bit crazy, but we had so much fun. It was so much fun to let our guard down and just do what we wanted to do. And I did start journaling about that there and the dates, so I will go through and finish that as well. This is just on a little bit of baking paper that I was using to coffee dye my papers, and this is just some bits and pieces that I got from Washi Lane, and of course some more washi tape because I need more. Not really. Just a photo of our kitchen window. I don't know, it had rained and it just really, I loved that. I just sat and looked at it for ages and then thought I'm going to take a photo and put it in my journal. So, you know, it doesn't matter. Anything that you love, it might mean nothing to anybody else, but it means something to you. It's just a little bit of writing there. So I don't do all the pages. This is a cushion that I'm doing for a beautiful friend, Sandy. Sandy, yes, it is coming. I know I started it months and months and months ago, but there's so much work. All those little felt leaves are hand cut and hand sewn onto the cushion front that I've made. So this is just a pen holder that I've made and put on the side, and I've just taken my pen out of there actually. I should put it back because when I want to use it I won't be able to find it. So this is just another flip out from a Daphne's Diary. I love doing Sudoku. So it's just a bit of fun every now and again if I want to flip through my journal, and just if I can't do anything or write anything, I can just do that. So these are just some blank pages. This is, so here we started it in 2000, I think, beginning of 2018, and here I am, you know, at the front of the book, Valentine's Day 2019. So my beautiful partner gave me 12 long stem red roses. Just a little tag that I made. This meant the world to me. It was just so beautiful. I wasn't expecting it. So that's my bird in the background. Sorry, because I'm talking, he feels he needs to talk. So so this is just a pocket. So yeah, this is just you know, lots of space that I can journal, add photos, add ephemera, that sort of thing. These are just two cameras. Do what you love, love what you do. I had that in there in the journal previously on something else. I don't, you know, it doesn't worry me. It's a different page. So this day here, my gorgeous little nephew came over and we had these little discs from, I think, from Woolies or something. You could collect them, and he made these beautiful things. And I said to him, what is it? And he said they're called bums ups. Bums ups. So from now on in, they will be called bums up. So that was just a nice little memory. This is a photo of some, and I can't even think what they're called. My eldest son, who is now, what is he, 23. He used to call these peckers because they look like birds with big beaks. So I can't, bird of paradise, that's what they are. So they are always called, in our family, they're always called peckers. So that's just a little story of that. So, I mean, that's a beautiful memory. I love that. And it just makes me smile every time I read that. So I'm hoping in many, many years to come that that will do the same thing. So here's the beautiful Ruby, my son's cat. She was always my craft buddy, whether I was sewing or doing paper craft. She was always there beside me. I loved it. But this day I wrote about her and was not happy. I was trying to tidy up my craft studio, and she decided she'd help and pulled down a whole basket full of stuff, and they're all small bits and pieces, of course, that went everywhere. That's a bit of a down, miserable thing there, but I've done that again with the alphabet stamps, like Anita does at Nini Noo. So anyway, that's, you know, that was a day where I was feeling like crap, obviously, so I've put that in there. This is just a little bit of painting that I've done. To say, paint is only wasted when it stays in the tube, and that's so true. And I've just, that's on watercolor paper, and I've just actually stuck that in there as a pocket. This was just a Christmas card that I did with a Christmas card swap. I liked that one, so I've just kept that. That's a card that I was going to do something with, but I haven't done anything with yet. Here's another heaps of paper, and as you can see, I've got, so the writing goes up and down, vertically as well as horizontally. So that's the first thing. Sorry, I'll try and move it along a bit. These are just some beautiful photos at where I used to work, where you always had fresh flowers on the counter. So I loved them, and I just thought I'll put that on there. Makes me happy. So another quote out of a Daphne's diary. Oh, this is just me journaling about the house that we were renting that was getting sold. I love that place, I miss it so much. So I've just journaled about that. This is just this is just, I was just being silly. My son and I, we've had these coffee mugs, and it says, do I look like a beeping people person? I am a people person, but I just thought I'd put on a scowly face just for the fun of it, and he did one as well. Sorry if that offends anybody. So I've just put that in there just for fun. Here I've just put, you know, just some dot points, 1 to 7. You know, my strength is greater than my struggle. I'm deserving of my dreams, that sort of thing. So this is a couple of selfies. I've always remember from the scrapbooking days, you know, you would always see photos of the kids and never me. So I've gotten a little bit better at taking selfies or getting in a photo. I don't hate, but I don't always like the way I look. I don't think I take a good photo, but it's me, and I want my children to know who their mother was. And, you know, I believe in trying to use your own handwriting as much as you can so that they can see that. You know, just some things of how I feel at 50 and what I look like at 50. So, oh, this is a page that I started the other night and I haven't finished yet. I'll get back to that. That was just some little bit of R&R we had at the coast for a few days. So lots of tip outs and tip ins. That's out of Daphne's diary again. This was Melbourne 2018. I actually went to Melbourne for work. Look at the bags under my eyes. It was a huge few days, but an amazing experience. So that was the Australasian Quilting Convention. We had a stand there. So I've added, you know, just bits of journaling. There's a bit of a story there. We had ugly comfy shoes on, and this lady across at the stand from us, she had these 4-inch stilettos on that she stood in, day out. We were absolutely exhausted by the end of it for, 9 to 10 hours a day, sometimes longer, and our legs were just killing us, but she managed to stay in them all day. Does my head in. I've never worn stilettos, so I don't know how she could have done that. So this is just some pictures, photos that I've had, and just some little bits of paraphernalia from the week that I've popped in there. That's my lanyard that I cut up, a little bit of journaling about it. I've tucked in the ID from the lanyard there, and then, like the dates, times, who was there, the exhibitors list and the map of the place. So that was a bit of fun. So yeah, I like adding those sorts of things in there as well. Some more Sudoku, however you say it. I don't know whether there's too much more in here, but just to give you a little bit of an idea of what I do. Oh, this is, once in a while, right in the middle of an ordinary life, love gives you a fairy tale. And this is where I wrote about my my partner proposing to me. So that was a very exciting day. And it's good to have, I think, it's good to have these sort of things scattered throughout, because some days, you don't feel beautiful and you don't feel worthy and that sort of thing, but you know what, we are, so it's good to have those to remind us. This is just a little pocket that I've done. No, they're just little bits in there. Just a little bit more, some verses. This is, I started playing with some distress paints. I don't know, I'll probably add to that and make something of that. Feather. I love birds and feathers, so I just found that and added that in there. Just make it your own. And I just love flipping through this, and even though it's not full yet, it will be one day soon, and I'll have to make another one. This is just I've added, this is a really old fragile book page from 1925. And it's an old book page out of a book that my grandfather owned, so my mum's dad. I've actually added some washi tape there just so that it could be protected. And I've written about, on the back of that, because it was blank, I've written here a little bit of a story about Jim and myself. So I'll pop that in there. So I've got two, my journaling for this day and age, and a little bit of journaling about my grandfather. That's Jim to a T, always laughing, which is beautiful. He can be serious as well, but majority of the time he's laughing. So yeah, as I said, I love these just to remind yourself to stop and, believe in yourself, that sort of thing. Oh, this is just a little bit of a story about selling another journal online, and just the letter that a copy of the letter that I sent. It's a feather that I've started doodling and not finished. And that's the end of that. So I just love playing around in that book. It's going to take me ages to finish it, but I'm not in any rush. But as you can see, it's aged, and it looks beautiful on the shelf. Most of the time it spends down here in my craft space, because if I feel the urge to write something or add a photo, I can just easily grab it. So that's it, guys. Hope it didn't bore you to tears too much, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an insight into some of the journals that I write in. As I said, I'm a stationery addict. There you go. Once again, I'm admitting it. And I have so many more notebooks. I just can't get enough of them, and I probably won't ever live to write in all of them, but I'm certainly going to give it a red hot go. So that's it, and I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I appreciate all your support. So take care, guys. Write your own story and keep journaling. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.